Every night, your kidneys work silently while you sleep. But for many people, they're being pushed harder than they should be. This hidden strain can quietly affect your energy, rest, and long-term health. Today, you'll discover simple, natural ways to give them the break they need. Have you ever found yourself waking up in the middle of the night, feeling restless, or needing to go to the bathroom, even though you thought you had a calm evening? Many people simply dismiss it as just something that happens. But the truth is, this can be your body sending you an important signal, one that most of us ignore. Every night, while you sleep, your kidneys are working quietly in the background. They filter your blood, remove waste, and help keep the balance of fluids and minerals in your body. But for millions of people, this delicate system is pushed into overdrive without them even realizing it. And when that happens night after night, year after year, the consequences can gradually build up in ways we'd rather avoid. I want you to imagine your kidneys as two dedicated workers in your body's night shift. Their job is demanding, but they're built for it. Still, even the best workers struggle if they're overloaded. In modern life, especially with typical North American habits, late dinners, salty snacks, soda, desserts before bed, those kidneys often get far more to process than they should when you lie down at night. And when they're working too hard while you sleep, it's not just about being woken up. Over time, this can affect how rested you feel, how balanced your energy is during the day, and even how your body handles other vital processes. Here's something most people don't realize. The choices you make in the final hours before bed can decide whether your kidneys have a peaceful shift or a chaotic one. And it's not only about drinks or food that obviously affect them. Some of the habits that disrupt your kidneys are so common that you may never have questioned them. Things that feel completely normal, yet silently tax your body's overnight recovery. That's why this conversation is so important. Because once you know what these habits are, you can start making small adjustments that make a real difference. Now, before we go deeper, I want to make you a promise. At the end of our time together, I'll share a bonus tip, something simple, natural, and backed by experience, that can support your kidneys while you sleep and help you wake up feeling lighter and more refreshed. It's something you can easily add to your routine, but it has to be done the right way to work for you and not against you. The right way is crucial here, because when it comes to your health, even small mistakes in timing, quantity, or method can lead to results you don't want. That's why I encourage you to stay with me through each step. And there's another reason to pay attention. Ignoring certain signs from your body means missing the chance to prevent strain before it becomes a bigger challenge. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. When you understand what's happening inside your body at night, you can make smarter choices that allow your kidneys to work efficiently without burning themselves out. Think about it. If you could wake up feeling more rested, reduce unnecessary strain on one of your most vital systems, and do it without expensive treatments or extreme changes, wouldn't you want to know how? We're going to uncover these overlooked causes, one by one, starting with something that might surprise you. Because while late-night meals and salty snacks play a part, there's another factor, one you may think is healthy, that could be working against you if you're not careful. The next tip is one of the most important you'll hear, and ignoring it won't just limit your results. It can also lead to side effects that nobody wants, especially when the goal is to support your health. If you think your kidneys get to rest just because you're lying down, the truth is quite the opposite. While you sleep, they keep filtering your blood, removing toxins, and regulating the delicate balance of fluids, minerals, and electrolytes. In fact, nighttime is when certain processes in the kidneys become even more active, almost like they're catching up on the day's work. But here's the twist. For many people, their kidneys aren't just doing their normal night shift. They're pulling an exhausting overtime schedule, often caused by things we do just hours before going to bed. One of the biggest contributors to this overload is something almost everyone considers healthy: staying hydrated. Drinking water is essential for life, and keeping your body well hydrated supports digestion, skin health, joint function, and countless other processes. But when you drink large amounts of liquid, especially in the hour or two before sleep, you're giving your kidneys a big task to handle right when your body should be winding down. Think about it. Your kidneys have to process that extra fluid, filter it, and send it on its way. That means they stay fully active instead of shifting into a more restful pace. This isn't about avoiding water, it's about timing. Imagine you have 2 employees in your body who've been working all day. Right as they're about to slow down, you hand them a giant stack of files and say, "Here, process all this before morning." They can do it, but it comes at a cost. And in your case, that cost might be a restless night, interrupted sleep, or waking up feeling less refreshed than you should. It gets even trickier because many of the drinks people consume at night aren't just water. They might be herbal teas with diuretic effects, flavored waters with added sodium, or even healthy sports drinks that load the kidneys with extra minerals to process. Add to that the fact that a typical North American dinner is often salty, and you've created the perfect storm. More fluid coming in, plus more salt to balance out, both of which demand extra kidney work. Some people also underestimate the chain reaction this creates. When your kidneys are working harder during the night, your bladder fills more quickly, which can wake you up. That interruption can push you out of deep sleep, making it harder for your body to fully repair and restore itself before morning. Over time, even subtle interruptions like this can influence your overall energy, focus, and mood during the day. The good news? You can avoid this by adjusting when and how you hydrate. A practical approach is to drink most of your water earlier in the day and gradually slow down your intake in the evening. This way, your kidneys still get the fluids they need without forcing them into a midnight rush. It's a simple shift, but one that can have a noticeable impact on your sleep quality and kidney workload. But hydration is only part of the story. There's another factor, one that hides in plain sight, not in your water glass, but in your food. It's something so common in the modern diet that you could be doubling your kidneys' workload without realizing it. And while most people blame drinks or dehydration for kidney strain, this hidden element may be an even bigger culprit. The next tip is one of the most important to get right, and skipping it won't just slow your progress. It could also create side effects that stand in the way of your long-term health. It's easy to assume that as long as we drink the right amount of water, our kidneys will automatically be in perfect balance. But there's another hidden factor that can push them into overdrive at night, even if your hydration habits are already on track. This factor is so common in modern life that it slips into our routines without us even thinking about it, and it can silently demand more from your kidneys when they should be in their most restorative state. I'm talking about the quiet influence of what we eat before bed, particularly the invisible salt and minerals that sneak into our system through everyday meals. Many people believe they only consume salt when they add it at the table, but in reality, the majority comes from processed and packaged foods. Bread, breakfast cereals, canned soups, salad dressings, frozen dinners. They all often contain much more sodium than you might expect. Even foods marketed as healthy or light can still hide significant amounts of sodium to preserve flavor and extend shelf life. Here's why this matters so much at night. Sodium affects how your body holds onto water. The more sodium in your bloodstream, the more fluid your body retains, and the harder your kidneys have to work to filter that excess. During the day, movement and activity can help manage some of that fluid balance. But at night, when you're lying down, your kidneys must handle this extra work without the aid of your circulatory system's daytime boost from physical movement. The result? They stay active. Your bladder fills more quickly, and your sleep can be interrupted, sometimes more than once. This cycle isn't just about lost sleep. Over time, consistently high sodium intake forces your kidneys to operate under heavier pressure, like an engine running at higher RPMs than necessary. And while your body is built to adapt, constant adaptation comes with a cost. You might notice subtle signs, such as feeling puffy in the morning, experiencing more frequent nighttime bathroom trips, or waking up thirsty despite drinking enough water during the day. The tricky part is that most people underestimate how much sodium they consume. That harmless slice of toast in the evening, the bowl of instant noodles for a quick dinner, or even a handful of salted nuts before bed can contribute more to your daily sodium load than you realize. And because these foods often don't taste overwhelmingly salty, it's easy to miss their impact. Making a change doesn't mean you have to eliminate all sodium. In fact, sodium is essential for normal body function. But it does mean becoming more intentional about where your sodium comes from and when you consume it. One of the simplest adjustments is to shift higher sodium meals earlier in the day, giving your body and kidneys more time to process them before nighttime. You can also choose fresh, unprocessed foods for your evening meal and use herbs, spices, or citrus to add flavor without overloading on salt. These small shifts can ease the kidney's workload while you sleep, reduce nighttime interruptions, and help you wake up feeling lighter and more energized. It's not about extreme restrictions. It's about strategic choices that give your body the best conditions for overnight recovery. But sodium isn't the only hidden culprit in our diets. There's another source of kidney strain that's often disguised as something healthy, even beneficial. And while it might seem harmless, even nourishing, it can quietly add pressure to your kidneys in a way that undoes much of the progress from improving your hydration and salt habits. The next tip is one of the most important to get right, and ignoring it won't just limit your results. It could also create side effects that work against your long-term health goals. Sometimes, the biggest challenges for our kidneys don't come from the foods we know are unhealthy, but from the ones we believe are helping us. In recent years, many people have shifted toward more natural or health-conscious choices, thinking they're giving their bodies the best possible care. And in many ways, they are. But there's one common choice that can be surprisingly deceptive: a drink or food that appears to nourish you, yet can quietly add to your kidney's workload when you least expect it. This often comes in the form of fruit juices, smoothies, or other naturally sweet beverages. On the surface, they seem like a far better option than soda or artificially flavored drinks, and they can be, when consumed in the right context and quantity. The problem is that these drinks often contain concentrated amounts of natural sugars, especially fructose, which the body processes differently than other carbohydrates. While a piece of whole fruit offers fiber and slows sugar absorption, a glass of juice delivers the sugar all at once without the buffering effects of fiber. Here's how this ties back to your kidneys. When you consume a high amount of fructose, your body increases production of uric acid as part of the breakdown process. This uric acid is then filtered by the kidneys, adding extra work to their nightly routine. Over time, consistently high fructose intake can also influence the way your body handles fluid balance, subtly increasing the strain on your filtration system. What makes this especially relevant at night is timing. A glass of juice or a sweetened smoothie in the evening might feel like a gentle, healthy treat, but it can cause your kidneys to remain more active while you sleep. This can be amplified if that drink is paired with other foods high in sodium or protein, creating a stacked workload that your kidneys must manage all at once. Many people fall into this trap without realizing it. In North America, for example, orange juice is a breakfast staple, but it also appears at dinner tables, in restaurants, and as a quick evening refreshment. Even small glasses can deliver as much sugar as certain sodas, especially if the portion size is generous. And 100% fruit juice labels don't necessarily mean low impact. The natural sugar content can still be substantial. The solution isn't to eliminate these drinks entirely. Instead, it's about awareness and strategy. Whole fruits, eaten earlier in the day, provide the nutrients and flavor you want, with the added benefit of fiber to slow sugar absorption. If you enjoy juice, keep portions modest and avoid consuming it right before bed. This simple shift allows your kidneys to handle their nighttime duties without unnecessary strain from concentrated sugars. This kind of mindful timing can create a noticeable difference in how rested you feel in the morning, and it supports your kidneys in maintaining their long-term efficiency. It's a reminder that even healthy choices can become less helpful when used at the wrong time or in the wrong way. But understanding hydration, sodium, and natural sugars is just the beginning. There's a practical, natural step you can take to actively support your kidneys at night. A gentle method that can help them work more efficiently while also promoting deeper, more restorative sleep. It's easy to prepare, but it must be done correctly to be truly beneficial. The next tip is one of the most important you'll ever hear on this topic, and overlooking it won't just limit your results. It could also bring unintended effects that stand in the way of your health goals. When we think about protecting our kidneys, it's easy to focus only on what to avoid: too much salt, excess sugar, late-night drinks. But there's another side to the equation: what we actively put into our bodies with the intention of doing good. And sometimes even the healthiest-seeming choices can have an unintended effect if they're not used in the right way at the right time. One example of this is the growing popularity of functional or fortified beverages, drinks enriched with vitamins, minerals, and herbal blends meant to boost energy, aid digestion, or improve wellness. While many of these products can have benefits in specific situations, they often come with added components that your kidneys must process. Extra minerals like potassium, magnesium, or calcium, when consumed in concentrated amounts right before bed, can increase the filtration work your kidneys need to perform during the night. It's not just specialty drinks. Certain plant-based protein shakes, often consumed as a late snack or post-dinner healthy dessert, can also be taxing. High protein intake increases the production of urea, a waste product your kidneys must remove. This isn't inherently harmful in moderation, but timing matters. If you load your system with extra protein in the evening, your kidneys may remain busier than necessary while you sleep. Even herbal remedies, though natural, can require thoughtful use. For example, some herbs with diuretic effects, such as dandelion, nettle, or parsley, can increase urine production. While they can be beneficial in certain contexts, taking them at night might mean more trips to the bathroom and less uninterrupted rest. The goal here isn't to discourage healthy herbs or supplements, but to remind you that the body thrives on balance, and that includes giving your kidneys a predictable, manageable workload during their nighttime shift. So how can you adjust without giving up the things you enjoy? The key is to plan. If you use fortified drinks, protein shakes, or herbal infusions, aim to consume them earlier in the day, ideally before the late afternoon. This gives your body time to process the nutrients and balance fluids before bedtime. Pairing these drinks with hydration earlier in the day also helps your kidneys handle the load without being pushed into unnecessary overtime at night. Another important step is to look closely at labels. A product marketed as light, natural, or low sugar can still contain high levels of certain minerals or hidden additives that require extra processing. The more aware you are of what you're consuming, the more you can fine-tune your routine to protect your kidneys and improve your sleep quality. The empowering part of all this is knowing that small, intentional changes can have a real impact. By adjusting the timing of these so-called healthy choices, you give your kidneys the space they need to work efficiently and recover properly while you rest. That translates into waking up with more energy, less fluid retention, and a greater sense of overall well-being. But the journey doesn't stop here. Understanding what to avoid and how to time your intake is essential. Yet there's a final step that ties everything together. A natural, gentle method that doesn't just prevent strain on your kidneys, but actively supports their nighttime function. It's simple to prepare, easy to include in your routine, and when done correctly, it can enhance your body's ability to restore itself overnight. The next tip is one of the most important you'll ever hear, and skipping it won't just limit your progress, it could also create effects you'd prefer to avoid in the long run. After learning how hydration timing, sodium intake, natural sugars, and even certain healthy choices can impact your kidneys at night, it's time to bring everything together with a step that not only avoids strain, but actively supports your body's natural rhythms. This is the part I promised you at the beginning, the bonus that works best when combined with everything we've discussed so far. One of the simplest, most effective ways to help your kidneys work efficiently while you sleep is to give them the right kind of gentle support in the hours before bed. This doesn't mean flooding your system with more liquids or complex remedies. Instead, it's about creating a calm, balanced internal environment so your kidneys can perform their overnight duties without unnecessary pressure. A natural method that fits perfectly into this idea is preparing a light herbal infusion, made with soothing plants known for their mild, supportive properties. Herbs like chamomile or peppermint can help relax your body and mind, encouraging deeper rest. When prepared properly, in the right quantity and at the right time, This type of drink can offer hydration without overwhelming your kidneys, while also supporting digestion and easing tension before bed. The preparation is simple. Heat water until it's warm but not boiling. Pour it over a small amount of dried chamomile flowers or peppermint leaves and let it steep for about 5 minutes. Avoid sweetening it with sugar or honey at night. This keeps the drink light and easy for your body to process. Drink a modest cup about 60 to 90 minutes before bed, giving your body enough time to absorb the benefits without triggering excessive kidney activity during sleep. This approach works for a few reasons. First, it provides mild hydration without large volumes of liquid. Second, the calming effects help your nervous system settle, which indirectly supports your kidneys by reducing stress-related tension in the body. And third, it aligns with the principle of less is more at night, offering just enough to aid your body, but not so much that it creates extra work. The key here is precision. Even natural remedies can become counterproductive if used in the wrong way. Too much liquid, too close to bedtime, can undo the benefits by forcing your kidneys into a late-night rush. Choosing herbs that are too strong or stimulating could also interfere with rest. By keeping your preparation light, modest, and soothing, you create the ideal conditions for restorative sleep and balanced kidney function. Over time, this small ritual can become a signal to your body that it's time to unwind, helping you sleep more deeply and wake feeling genuinely refreshed. Combined with mindful eating, strategic hydration, and reduced evening sodium and sugar intake, it creates a powerful foundation for protecting and supporting your kidneys naturally. This is about more than avoiding problems. It's about building a routine that allows your body to work in harmony, where every choice you make contributes to your overall well-being. Small, consistent habits can create lasting change, and the knowledge you apply today will serve you for years to come. If you found this guidance valuable, take a moment to share it with someone you care about, so they can protect their health too. Leave a like if you feel inspired to make these changes, and consider subscribing so you don't miss other simple, natural ways to take care of your body. Your health is your most important investment, and every step you take toward caring for it brings you closer to a stronger, more energized version of yourself.